and it's really hurt them and put them into some droughts. You see both teams begin to huddle up here on this breezy Wednesday morning in Nassau County. The Wantagh Warriors searching for their first win, 34 degrees with 10-mile-an-hour winds, wind gusts up to 12 miles an hour, and the crowd starting to fill in for the Warriors. Always great tradition between these two schools, whether out here on the turf in girls lacrosse, boys lacrosse, either side of basketball, football, soccer. These teams always do battle, and Massapequa knows that just because the record is 5-1 versus 0-6, this is not a game they can come in and take lightly. They need to come out on the road and do their job. It starts with that opening face-off. You mentioned the possessions and trying to control it off the draw in this game for Massapequa to look to move to 6-1.
And Kev, Massapequa is coming off their only loss of the season, and it was a blowout. They were on the receiving end. They've scored 16 goals in every single win that they had this year, so 16 goals every game through those 5 wins. But then they lost 21-9 last time out, so they're definitely going to look to right the ship here against an opponent that they think they might have the skill advantage over.
Both teams begin to take the field now as Wantagh finishes up their pregame huddle. And for Coach Rupert, once again, it's just about trying to get the younger players and the players who came into the year expecting to be backups, showing what they can do, trying to show that they're able to replace some of these injured players, not only show the Wantagh program, but she says she has some college potential players here who haven't committed yet, a lot of sophomores that she's trying to see take that next step as we approach the midpoint of this season. Still the early going, but now Game 7 for these two teams, you want to see your team start to come into their best form and then carry that the rest of the way.
Kevin, if you want to talk more about the communication aspect of this Wantagh team, if you mentioned you have some starters who are injured, players who aren't used to these bigger minutes on varsity, it's got to be hard when you have some younger players taking those big minutes on varsity. They're not used to the bright lights of the big stage, and that's where the pressure might come in, and that's where, you get down on your luck when you're 0-6, and the communication might start to suffer a little bit. It's a whole mindset thing. And
speaking of the leaders on the field, Sabrina Azadurian has ran out. You can see some wrapping around her leg as she has been aiding a lower body quad injury, but she's ready to go. Coach said she'd only go if she was able to give her best, and they were going to see yesterday in practice and then today how she was feeling going 100%. She's out there now, so you want to keep an eye on the leading scorer for the Warriors. The opening face-off today, just a few moments away, will feature Nat Burns for the Chiefs and Mia Dankenbrink on the other side of things for Wantagh. And it's a big opening draw for both teams, but especially for the Warriors to try and earn some early possession here.
Absolutely. It's not uncommon if you control the ground balls and the draw controls that you could come away and start to stun Massapequa early on. A team that is definitely more skilled with the 5-1 record, but if you come away with more draw controls, you can steal those possessions back and get underway.
And the opening possession of the game goes the way of Massapequa, so they'll be hunting for the first goal in their road navy blue uniforms, white and yellow trim, against the Wantagh Warriors in their home whites. Here's a shot just over the cross, but a good look to start the game for the Chiefs.
Got to test Risland early, of course, freshman goalkeeper.
Here the Chiefs going for another look then, and going up top for the first goal of the game is Grace Hoffman. So their second shot of the game converts, and Massapequa is on the board.
First shot on cage as well, rolling out from the goal line right there. It was a real hands-free shot coming out from extended, goal line extended, coming out on the left side, and rifles at top shelf.
So 1-0 is the score just 33 seconds into this contest. Not the start that the Warriors wanted at 0-6, so a big draw for them to try and get possession back and acquire some early momentum. Second draw of the game. Chiefs will get it. Nat Burns has it. Burns on the run. Gives it up for Human, and now swung around behind goal. And it'll be another goal scored for Massapequa. So they get off to the hot 2-0 start. This time, Ava Macri puts it in. All things Chiefs early.
Ava Macri, sophomore, 21st goal of the season. As another pass, this time from Hoffman. Lots of space around behind the net at X extended. Hoffman had hands free to be able to pass it to the cutter right there. And the cutter won't miss too often from a couple feet out from the crease.
Down 2-0, and so far both draws have given possession to Massapequa. Let's see if the Warriors can create a different fate here.
And this is a Wantagh squad. Even in their losses, they've been able to fill the back of the net. They've been able to score. Obviously, they have a couple of talented scorers on this team. So if they can get a possession, they could easily start working their way back in this one.
Here comes Massapequa again. They've had all the possession here to start the game through the first 2 minutes. There's a look out in front, and a third goal for the Chiefs. Their offense is rolling. Nat Burns put that one home.
What more can you do if you're Wantagh right there? I mean, the off-ball movement from Massapequa caused a lot of havoc. There's players cutting across the top of the 8, top of the 12, and then all of a sudden from goal line extended, you have the pass open to the cutting Burns coming down the alley, and there's just no stopping a shot from that in tight.
3-0 to score. 10:35 to go in the first. The Chiefs, one of the best teams, if not the best team in Nassau County, showing us why early, and Wantagh searching for answers. They make a change on the faceoff. Sabrina Azadurian will take it. See if they can get some possession that way. And here they go now. Finally, some possession time for Wantagh. Azadurian with it. The game time decision looks good on that first run. A little bit of a check there, so Azadurian will get free look.
Lefty shot, 21 goals on the season right here, lining up near the right side of goal line extended.
Azadurian steps up, loses it. Another whistle.
And she's going to get another look, this time a little bit closer to the center of the cage. I was thinking that they'd pass out of it, having such a long time on the possession clock here.
Still 73 seconds on that clock. Azadurian with a better angle here. She steps up, and a save is made. Rebound bounces around. Still pinballing. Finally, possession ends up with Wantagh once again, but Emily Fitzgerald with an impressive first save of the morning.
Yeah, now she's getting tested all of a sudden, and she stands tall on that free position there from the leading scorer, Azadurian, but good work by Wantagh to recover that ground ball, kick it back out, and work it around. They still have a lot of time on this possession. Wasn't too surprised that with a better angle they shot it on the second free possession.
Dankenbrink gave it up to McKeel. And now Wantagh, with 55 seconds on the possession clock, has another good look, and their first goal of the morning via Dankenbrink on the cut. Got the quick shot off, and the Warriors are on the board.
The off-ball movement for Wantagh has been good. It's just unfortunate that they haven't had the ball too much to start this game, but the pass from the right side of goal line extended, cutting sidearm shot, and it beats the goalkeeper on the far post.
Dankenbrink, another one of the leaders of this team, a senior, making her mark early. She gets moved off the faceoff, but still makes her impact. She'll be playing at Siena at the next level. Wantagh looking for consecutive possessions. We get a whistle and it goes the other way. Off the draw, Massapequa now running, looking to get that goal back. A little bit more energy now for Wantagh defensively after getting their first goal of the game. Here's Savannah Appleton. She makes a great move, has a look, and misses just wide. The Clemson commit showing you how she can create a look. It gives the Warriors the ball back.
Yeah, great work on the backup there by Wantagh. 3 players hanging out at goal line extended for Massapequa, but the goalkeeper, Rislin's, able to get her stick out there first.
Nappy was the ball carrier. She lost it. We get a whistle. It'll stay with Wantagh. Kara Fisher carried it across, now pulls it back and advances it with a good pass.
Those clears are going to be really important, especially being down already for Wantagh. Get it freely out, you can keep playing offense.
Wantagh circling. Ends up back with Azadurian up top. She swings it over. They keep moving it. Wantagh still looking for an area to penetrate. Here's Azadurian. She's going to put a shot on, and a save is made. Second of the day for Emily Fitzgerald.
But thrown away here by Massapequa out for the sideline. Looking for a defender. Looks like it was for Ferguson. And another free possession here for Wantagh. Uncharacteristic there to turn the ball over on a clear for Massapequa.
Azadurian has it. We get a whistle. So it'll be Sabrina Azadurian with it now to resume play in a moment. We have a game clock discrepancy from the official, looking to add some time. They put 9 seconds back on the possession clock, reset to 75, so Azadurian resumes play. Big possession for Wantagh, down 2 goals. Errant pass gets away from Azadurian, but she keeps it in. Good defense for the Chiefs. Azadurian still finds a way to get some space and put it in. Great goal for Sabrina Azadurian to cut the deficit to 1.
It's a nice face dodge rolling out from behind the crease. Both teams have been able to create from X today, and that one working towards the crease, and then just a face dodge back towards Cage and throws it almost like a change-up shot. Really fake Fitzgerald out. Not too much on the shot, but the slow shot was able to fool the goalkeeper.
So the goals for Wantagh, Azadurian, and Denkenbrink. And for Massapequa, it's Burns, Hoffman, and Macri. 5 goals, 5 different scorers. And a 3-2 game here with 5:57 to play. So after 3 unanswered to start the game, Wantagh has now scored 2 unanswered to make it a 1-goal difference.
If you're Wantagh, you got to feel good about the position you're in. Obviously, going against a team that's one of the best in the county right here. But your offense has been efficient enough. It's a matter of if they can get the stops on the back end.
Here come the Chiefs the other way. They lose it. It's a turnover for Massapequa, and we've seen a few uncharacteristic moments for the 5-1 Chiefs in these last 5 minutes that have led to Wantagh getting some momentum back. They'll get some contact, player hits the deck, and an easy whistle. Going down for Wantagh was Kara Fisher.
these clears are super important. Massapequa on the ride is just absolutely suffocating. I mean, they're taking a lot of these contact fouls, so Wantagh's able to remain in possession, but it's not easy to get the ball across midfield at all for the Warriors.
You see it right there, what they're able to do, but we'll get another whistle. It'll be Azadarian getting it across midfield. Another brief stoppage, and now she continues on.
It's punishing for these midfielders for Wantagh to get the ball across midfield. Even when they're trying to pass it across, Massapequa's ride is all over them.
You can see Azadarian right there having some fatigue set in coming up the near sideline, but play on, and Wantagh's got possession. Under 18 on the shot clock, now 15. Another contact foul. Azadarian drives in, got to get a shot off, and she does with 3 seconds on the clock and evens the game. Her second goal of the morning. 3-3 the score.
And I'm sure this is a position Massapequa didn't think they'd find themselves in against a winless Wantagh team, but, you know, taking all those contact fouls coming up through midfield would make you think it drains all that time off the clock, and then the urgency sets in after taking another foul. Azadarian buries it with just 3 on the possession clock.
Next goal is a big one in this game. With 4 minutes to go, can Wantagh grab a lead, or can Massapequa settle things down a little bit? Still so early, of course, but so Nat Burns and Sabrina Azadarian will take the draw. And the key to this Wantagh comeback in the first quarter has been them acquiring some possession and then making the most of it. Warriors trying to get past midfield. They do, but not easily. Here comes Wantagh on the run. A double team and a lot of contact. It's Maddie Drago who drew the contact and now will continue possession.
Second leading scorer on this Wantagh team. 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points. But it just keeps taking time off the possession clock.
Right now, 39 seconds. There was a stoppage and some confusion, but now we resume play with Wantagh advancing it along midfield, and now looking to get deeper into Massapequa territory. 30 seconds even on the shot clock. Azadarian with it. She has 2 of the 3 goals, and she gave it up for Dankenbrink, who has the other. Now it's moved around with 15 seconds to go. Azadarian, can she make some late possession clock magic again? Takes some contact, puts it towards goal, save made. Third of the day for Emily Fitzgerald.
And that was a big save. It was a similar move as the second goal that Azadarian scored. A nice face dodge and spinning back towards cage, but this one thrown right into the stick of Fitzgerald.
Here's an errant pass and a turnover. Wantagh going the other way with it. Stretched it up the field, but this ground ball scooped up. A great pursuit by Ava Macri. That's a big play for Massapequa to get possession back.
Yeah, if you're Massapequa, you've been outshot outside of that first minute where you had the 2 goals, and they turn it back over on a clear.
How about Azadarian defensively? Tried for the pass to create the 2-on-1, but it ends up long. And it'll be Chiefs ball, but good aggressive pass there to try and create something.
That's the kind of talent that you get out of being a midfielder versus being an attacker. Azadarian able to get back, get sticks in passing lanes, and make the ride a little bit more difficult for Massapequa.
Here come the Chiefs now. Can they settle down on offensive possession? They really haven't been able to for about 5 minutes. But now they have something brewing. about 14 seconds separating the possession clock and the game clock in this first quarter. There's a good look in front, and Appleton had her pocket picked from behind. We get a stoppage. There's Olivia LeJudas. Appleton has it.
If you're Wantagh, you can't allow a cutter to come out from the crease with game clock and possession clock so close.
Nice move, and you get the whistle. Kira Shchikowski with free possession here. She's got a good look. And I think that rings off the post. Here's Appleton. Appleton driving. Good pass in front, but it hits the ground. Loose change will be scooped up by Massapequa. 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Down to 5. The shot from outside, big save made for Wantagh. And that is how the first will end, even at 3. Avery Rislin makes sure it stays that way. And the game was tied up thanks to 2 goals from Sabrina Azadurian following a Mia Dankenbrink goal. That's 3 unanswered for the Wantagh Warriors here at home to make it an even first frame. There's Azadurian evening the score at 3 late in the first. That was the first one, and now you see the final one of our first. So 6 total goals, 3 for each team. Second quarter action coming up on the other side. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
Back live from Wantagh High School, where the Chiefs and Warriors had a stalemate through 1. For myself, Kevin Bunk, my partner Connor Keogh, we thank you for joining us this morning on the Varsity Media Sports Network for this Nassau County Girls Lacrosse Showdown. Connor, 3-0 start for Massapequa. Wantagh, who sits at 0-6, storms back, evens it up. What went right for them in the second half of that first quarter?
Well, lacrosse is kind of a game of runs, just like basketball can be. And what happened is Sabrina Azadurian got going. 2 goals in the quarter. Leeds is the only player to have multiple goals on either side. And it's been a couple of those face dodges where she's been able to roll out from the crease, and she's been active. Secondly, too, Massapequa offensively hasn't really possessed the ball. This is a team that's been efficient when they have possessed the ball. The only saves that Wantagh got was at the end of that first quarter, and that's a huge momentum boost to bring into the second quarter.
And for our goal scorers, it's Azadurian with 2, Mia Dankenbrink with 1. 3 goal scorers on 3 goals for Massapequa. There was Nat Burns, Grace Hoffman, and Ava Macri. What do the Chiefs have to do to get some of that early momentum back?
I think it's settling it down offensively, right? I think they feel a little bit scared that they've been punched in the mouth back by Wantagh, and we saw a couple of failed clears from Massapequa, which is an uncharacteristic thing, and then that they rushed that last possession that was a little bit sloppy. They were not able to throw it on Cage until the very last second. It was a big save there by Rislin.
So for the Chiefs, we'll see if they can start this second quarter the same way they started the first. One of the important notes in the middle of that first quarter was changing the face-off from Mia Dankenbrink, who's usually a terrific face-off girl for this Wantagh team. They love her and they trust her there, and coach decides to make the early switch and put Sabrina Azaduri in there, who also has had success at the face-off X, and that really helped them out to grab a couple extra possessions.
It's crucial in a game like this if you're Wantagh, going against a more skilled opponent on paper, stealing as many possessions as possible, turning the ball over less. You know, so many coaches will give you the cliche that a ground ball or a face-off it's a two-possession swing. It could be they're supposed to get it, now we have it, or we're supposed to have it, and now they got it. And possessing the ball against a team that can score the lights out is going to be huge.
The opening draw of the second quarter in a game that's even at 3 will go to Massapequa.
Nice jump by the wingies right there on the draw.
Massapequa going the other way now, moving left to right on your screen in this second quarter. Here's Appleton. She sets up right out in front beautifully. Grace Hoffman for the first goal of the second quarter, and Massapequa takes the lead back.
And that's how you probably drew it up if you're Massapequa right there. Win the draw with your wingy, and then a nice little stutter step pass to a player right out in front of the crease. The zone defense isn't good enough against Grace Hoffman. That is a Johns Hopkins commit right there.
And she's the first multi-goal scorer for the Chiefs in this game. You can see Savannah Appleton, too. Doesn't have a goal yet. She's made a couple nice plays. She missed wide on a great move, but setting up her teammate there, not pressing, not doing anything too much, understanding, letting the game come to her, what's at stake right now on that possession, and the Clemson commit showing you a little bit of everything offensively.
Listen, that's a mark of a good, solid player right there. She can also dish them. She had 11 assists coming into today. So even if she's not the one putting the ball in the back of the net, she's still making an offensive impact for this Massapequa squad.
Here come the Chiefs back the other way. Massapequa looking to add to their lead. They led by as much as 3 early when it was 3-0. There's a drive. Ball knocked out. Picked back up by Macri. She moves it over. Hoffman gives it up. Macri again. Fakes. Now sends one on. Goal and in. Far side. A great shot by Ava Macri. Her second of the game.
Not sure what more you can do if you're Wantagh on that one. I mean, that was one that rang bar and in. A nice fake to just create a little bit of space, enough to get her hands free on the right-hand shot, and she bounces it on the far side of cage.
Ava Macri, a sophomore and a player that the coaches were telling me certainly can play college lacrosse. We've seen that on display today. A terrific sophomore, one of the best in Nassau. And she has made her mark early with 2 goals. And now this second quarter starting eerily similar to the first quarter. Everything going Massapequa's way.
Yeah, the draws are once again going to be huge, and Wantagh will make another switch back to Mia Dankenbrink in the draw circle.
Wantagh looking to get possession. Ball continues to roll around. They finally do a nice job on the ground ball by Bridget Riley. They slow things down now. This is what they were able to do once it looked like Massapequa had all the momentum and was just going to dominate. In the first quarter, Wantagh was able to slow the game down and play their way once they got possession. We'll see if they can do that again here.
Yeah, once it becomes a game of runs, I think a slower-paced offense will benefit Wantagh right here. I mean, a lot of these possessions they really had to work for, and there's been some incredible dodges that they've been able to throw the ball on cage from.
Warriors still surveying 40 seconds on the possession clock. And just losing the ball there. Could be a turnover. It is. So a tough break for Wantagh and a great job by Massapequa. Now they have numbers going the other way. Appleton in front. Great save made. Just getting a piece of it, but it'll stay with the Chiefs. Reset the possession clock to 90, but Massapequa is still staying aggressive here. That's just the second save of the game so far for Avery Risland. But it's a big one.
What a job on the clear by Massapequa right there to spring having numbers up, and then a nice shot by Appleton.
And she'll finish there. Her first goal of the morning. Savannah Appleton, bound to get one eventually in every game she plays in, finds the back of the net there.
And all of a sudden, that momentum that Wantagh had has been pretty much erased. A 6-3 lead now for Massapequa. They've had another 3-goal run, and it's just another dodge around the top of the 8 that gets the space created for Appleton.
So a 3-goal lead once again. The first quarter started with 3 unanswered for the Chiefs. Now the second quarter, the same. This is a big draw for Wantagh, who need to reenact the first quarter where they followed up Massapequa's 3 straight goals with 3 straight of their own. Here are the Warriors now. They haven't put a shot on goal yet in the second. Move it around to get it to Azadurian, now over the Dankenbrink. .40 on the shot clock. Gonna set something up in front. Azadurian will handle it as the ball hit the ground. Now 30 to go. A lot of contact. Azadurian goes down. So does the defender, Ava Mackery.
So it should be a free position here for Wantagh.
And you'll see Azadurian setting up for it, but just had to get the shot clock corrected up to 26, and now see what she does. Azadurian drives, puts one towards goal. It was a save made. It may have hit the outside of the net. Wantagh possession.
Important to be able to hit that side of the cage, because then it gives a full 90 back on the shot clock. But so far this second quarter, I've really liked the crease defense here from Massapequa. They've been switching a lot when the ball has been moved to X extended, X behind the net from Wantagh, and it's been working.
They are at the X now. Out to the wing. Drago has it. Trying to make a move, but nowhere to go. Great defense for the Chiefs. Drago doing it on her own, but the save is made. Albeit a good shot attempt. Make it the 4th save of the morning for Emily Fitzgerald.
Coming out from the crease is another tough save, but Fitzgerald's up to the task.
Massapequa with numbers again. Appleton, the extra pass. It's a good setup and a goal. A hat trick for Hoffman gives Massapequa a 4-goal lead.
And Hoffman could have shot that as soon as she got it, but she waited to beat her defender to the inside right there with a nice split dodge.
And just another great job by Massapequa in transition. It starts with the save on the other end, but their clearing game in 2 or 3 instances now have created serious numbers the other way, and they've been surgical.
It's been cleaned up since that first quarter where there was a couple of failed clears. And I think it's whenever Fitzgerald isn't using the sideline right there for the short pass, she's able to deliver a bomb down the field. And it's always connected here for Massapequa.
This is what Leanne Zimmer and Megan Pratano want to see. The coaches for Massapequa. It's a great setup. Appleton to Hoffman again.
Split dodge to draw the defender in and then create some space to go towards center of cage and shoot that one from in tight.
7-3 the score now. Chiefs will get possession back. They can really command this game if they can put a goal in here and get a 5-goal lead. Here's Appleton. Gives it up for Hoffman. They'll move it around, and they eventually end up back with Burns, who has it now. Appleton with it. Looking to make a move. She puts it out in front again, and it'll be another goal scored off the assist from Appleton. Finishing that one was Olivia LeJudas.
And Appleton's been dishing all game. This one, another shot from in tight. These dodges from inside the crease are no joke. Another one sneaking in on the near side post.
So 3 assists and a goal for Savannah Appleton so far. That's my unofficial stat. As LeJudas gets in on the scoring, so the barrage of scoring in this first half for Massapequa. A hat trick for Hoffman, 2 for Macri, and 3 single goal scores. LeJudas, Burns, Appleton. Back on the draw is Azadurian for Wantagh. As Burns continues to dominate for the Chiefs. Ball on the ground. Wantagh scoops it up. They'll have that one. And now immediately lost. And back with Massapequa speeding the other way.
Mistakes you can't make off the draw when you're Wantagh. That's a possession that you could have stolen.
Great look in front and a kick save. Turned over, but a whistle. So a big-time save by Avery Risland on the low shot will keep things at 8-3.
And a nice kick. You don't see that one too often before it's almost picked off right here.
Appleton aggressive in the passing lane, but Wantagh catches a break as they still have it. Another whistle. Massapequa just plays such aggressive, competitive transition defense. Creates a lot of whistles.
And it allows the possession clock to run. It really helps them. It's in their advantage that it slows the amount of time that Wantagh's actually able to possess the ball in the offensive third.
Yep, they do it the right way, and a great credit to the coaches for making sure the girls are locked in on this strategy because they've been executing today.
And it's been clean, no cards yet.
Wantagh loses it there. Now a race for the ball. It bounces away again. Warriors had it for a moment, but another whistle. Clock continues to run down. Possession clock's at 10. We're under 3.5 to play in the second quarter. No, they reset the clock. No, it's still ticking down. 3 seconds, and it's stolen away regardless. Again, the Chiefs with numbers. Here they are on the run. A good job going low to finish. A great sequence in transition for Massapequa is capped off by Ava Macri. Give her a hat trick.
The real star of today has been Massapequa's midfield. Absolute robbery like a defensive back, stealing that one at the top of the 12 and then running it pretty much all the way the length of the field to a player hanging out at the side of the crease, goal line extended. It's going to be difficult to stop that one.
And I have a correction to make. It was Delaney Diesso scoring her first of the game, the sophomore, making an impact. Great job finishing and a savvy move, placing it low. 9-3 the score now. Massapequa has dominated this second quarter the whole way. Here they go again. Out in front, another great look, and an easy point-blank goal for Nat Burns.
Hoffman's pass from X extended behind the net once again, leaves the cutter. That was something that was going well in the first quarter for Massapequa, and it's all of a sudden made a return with Burns as the benefactor right there.
Score 10-3 now with 2:52 to play. Massapequa, 7 second quarter goals after we ended the first at 3-3. Wantagh really searching for answers. Back in the face-off is Mia Denkenbrink. Here come the Chiefs again. Nat Burns continues to dominate. She's doing it on her own right now. Gets it up to Appleton. Makes a good move. Appleton's got a good path. She gives it up for Hoffman. And now they'll settle it down a little bit. Moving it around. Hoffman. And the second goal scored this quarter by Delaney Diesso. She goes low once again, this time with the left.
Been saying it all day that the crease defense for Wantagh hasn't been there, and Diesso is the latest example of hanging out just at goal line extended right there. Not enough pressure on her to come out rolling from the crease, and bounces it low on Rislin.
Now 11-3, and possession has been all with Massapequa in this second quarter. So credit Nat Burns on the draws here, because Wantagh has tried to switch up the looks. They've tried to switch up the approach to the faceoffs, but they have not been able to find a solution to taking down Natalie Burns.
Want to keep crediting the midfield, even when Wantagh does get possession of the ball and they are clearing the ball. It's been incredibly difficult for them to even get it across the midfield or set anything up offensively.
Here comes Natalie Burns again. Running it in. Massapequa has erupted in this second quarter. Macri moves it over. Ends up with Hoffman, and now Diesso sitting on 2 goals this quarter. It's a good look in front again, just high, but another nice setup. Olivia Morgan with the shot attempt, searching for her first goal of the day. That pass for Morgan got away. A race to the sideline. Azadurian and Morgan. A great pickup by Sabrina Azadurian. So here comes Wantagh, but they lose it. And right away, possession back to Massapequa, but a whistle.
Great work by Azadurian on that clear. Pretty much single-handedly bringing the ball down the field and almost picking off the pass cleanly, winning the ground ball battle. Stuff like that you need to see to be able to get a goal before the final 45 seconds or so of this quarter.
See if the Warriors can get a goal of their own here to finish out as we're in the final 30 seconds to play in this half. Possession clock turned off. There's a good look, but another... No, that one is a goal. Looked like it was saved from up here, but finished. So Wantagh gets on the board here in the second quarter. Credit that goal to Haley McKeel.
And it ends Massapequa's massive run here in the second quarter. Getting the last one for the half could be important. It just looks like it squeaks over the stick of Fitzgerald. Might have misread that one just a little bit.
That's a big goal just for morale approaching the half. This has been such a rough quarter for Wantagh in a season where they're a good 0-6 team. You know, you're searching for that first win, and coach tells me they're just knocking on the door, and the spirits are so high with their team, and the group is such a positive group of girls. But, you know, you start to get desperate for that first win, and they had the great first quarter, and now this second quarter has not been the same. Face-off is won by Massapequa cleanly. They go the other way. 5 seconds left. Appleton with it. Takes a step, puts one towards goal, and a save is made. So the same way the first quarter ends, the second will end with a save made by Avery Risland, her fourth. But the score 11-4. We saw 8 goals for Massapequa here. Dominant second quarter. See Hoffman completing the hat trick in the first half here. A pair of goals for Delaney Diesso. Smiles all over the faces of the Chiefs. And the Warriors searching for answers. We'll see what the second half holds just a few minutes away here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
Well, I've been working with Varsity Media for, 14 years. When we have video needs, whether that be a game, whether that be a practice, whether it be social media, it's nice to know that somebody understands what we're looking for without asking for it.
We started working with Varsity Media back in 2021, and since then they've been an absolute game changer, putting our event on the map. Varsity Media couldn't be a better partner, and if you're looking to optimize your event, I couldn't recommend them anymore.
It's been great for us. You know, the kids really get excited when they know that Varsity Media is going to be here. Not just what's happening on the football field, but all the excitement that's around it. It really boosted the environment here, and everybody gets really excited for what's going on.
Varsity Media is reliable, professional, and their quality work is fantastic. It's like watching ESPN. The announcers are unreal, really do a great job of speaking to the coaches to get the knowledge of the players, the season, what's going on with the team. There is nothing better than Varsity Media doing a live broadcast.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
Merrill, he's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off. That's 3 in a row now.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media. For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
back live from Wantagh High School. It's an 11-4 lead for the Massapequa Chiefs over the Warriors. Once again, I want to thank you for joining us this morning on the Varsity Media Sports Network. I'm Kevin Bunk. I'm joined by my partner, Connor Keogh. Connor, that first half was mostly all Massapequa. You had the little blip in the middle at the end of the first quarter where Wantagh went on a really nice run, put in 3 straight goals, but now an 8-goal lead for the Chiefs. What went right for them?
You know, it's going to be incredibly difficult for Wantagh to get that back. Massapequa's ride in the midfield has been so strong. They've been really good in the clearing game, and offensively, they've been efficient. Their dodges, their passing from X, coming out from the crease, it has all been taken advantage of on Wantagh's crease defense. And, you know, they just have some incredibly talented scorers, and it makes it so difficult for Wantagh to be able to stop this Massapequa offense.
The way Massapequa, is utilizing their rides is similar to a basketball game when you see teams full court press to cut down that shot clock, and teams start, instead of with 30 seconds in high school, you'll see a team start with 21 seconds on the shot clock when they finally cross half court. The same thing's happening to Wantagh. They're finally getting set up, and they only have 30 seconds left on the possession clock to work with. Opening draw will go the way of the Chiefs, which was a big story in that second quarter. They had almost all the possession. Here's Emma Ferguson with it now. Olivia LaJudas settles it down and gets it back up for Natalie Burns.
And Kevin, you mentioned the one time that Wantagh was able to get any sort of sustained offenses when they made a change in the draw circle. They've since made the change back and forth, and they just haven't been able to recreate that magic.
Appleton loses it. And now it rolls around. It'll be Wantagh's possession. Nearly turned over. And now it will be. It's just too much pressure from Massapequa to try and successfully clear it out consistently.
Coming in on the clear game, too, we mentioned the communication and there being some new players, some young players out there, and that definitely starts to wear when you face a lot of pressure. You make split-second decisions, and the pass was a good decision that Fisher made, which the pass was just a little far ahead of her intended target.
High pass, but collected by the Chiefs. On the near side, it's Molly Hoffman. There's a shot on, save is made. Ricochets out, but stays with Ava Macri and the Chiefs. Here's pass in front, trying to roll it on goal, but just missing wide, and it ends up with the goaltender Avery Risland, who starts the clearing game, and now advanced up. Sabrina Azadurian will cross midfield. She wanted a whistle, doesn't get one, but they'll take it right back. Wantagh. See if they can get the first goal of the third.
On that defensive possession, too, you have to like what you saw from Wantagh. They were able to crash the crease finally. One player from Massapequa in front. That's why they had to just roll the ball into the crease, and ultimately a successful clear here for the Warriors.
See what Wantagh has in store on this possession. A minute on the possession clock. O'Callahan has it. Gives it up now. They'll swing it around. No whistle. Crowd wanted one. Can Wantagh get it back? They do. And it almost created an open look, but the pass bobbled. So they'll slow things down again with a fresh 90. Clock stops, and we get the officials ask for 36 seconds on the shot clock.
Free possession here for Wantagh, passing out of it from the top of the 12.
There's a shot and a goal. Sabrina Azadurian has herself a hat trick. Good job off the free position to pass out of it and end up getting off the third pass. A good look with your best player.
And it's a bull dodge right there from Azadurian. And that move gets its name because you just take the contact and you keep pushing forward. Able to split through, taking the contact from Natalie Burns right there and putting it top shelf.
11-5 the score now. It's a 6-goal difference. Wantagh still won't go away here. And when I asked Coach Rupert, I said, you guys are 0-6. You've had a lot of injuries. How's the team morale? And she said surprisingly great, but not surprising because of how great the group of girls is here at Wantagh. And she knows that this team has a special group of young women, so the record doesn't reflect what they're actually all about. She's proud of the way they've played this year, the way that they've prepared, and they continue to fight here even after that big second quarter. Azadurian on the run, takes a ton of contact. Get a whistle, and I think we'll get our first card of the game here.
And there's been plenty of examples of that. A yellow card, so 2-minute player up for Wantagh. There's been plenty of examples, though, Kevin, of that no-quit attitude that you were just talking about, the positive attitude to stay in this one, going down 8 goals at 11-3, and coming out at half getting the first 2 here.
Azadurian will start this possession.
Massapequa going to be having only 6 defenders in the defensive third, but that means their midfield isn't impacted when the ball is still in the midfield. So that ride is going to be tough to get the ball across.
First advantage of the game, it's for the Warriors. Can they capitalize? If they can score a goal here, it puts you back into that interesting game territory. Down by 6 right now, you can get to a 5-goal game with most of the third quarter still left. But got to move quick. Mary Kate O'Callahan has it. And it's taken away by Massapequa. Good run for the Chiefs the other way. Hoffman gives it back for Human. And now up for Ava Macri. Macri has it poked away by Azadurian, and then a lot of contact there. Come the Warriors.
Massapequa's done a great job neutralizing this player-up opportunity because of the ride, because of the way they're the cause of turnover. They've killed over a minute of it off already.
Molly Hoffman still sidelined. Good look in front for Wantagh, but knocked away. And now Massapequa moving again. Back to even numbers. Here's a look, gets deflected. Rebound goes to Massapequa, and fresh off the sideline hitting the post was Hoffman. Appleton scoops it up. Chiefs can slow it down now.
Great work by Rogers getting in front of that first shot, forcing the ground ball. Not really a full set play right there, and then hitting iron was Massapequa.
Appleton puts it in front, point blank look, not going to go. Hoffman goes up top. Good move and a shot, a highlight tape goal for Ava Macri. Her third.
was just going to say that Wantagh's done a better job clogging up the middle of the crease right here, but then Ava Macri does some Macri magic right there, getting under the stick of her defender, Kylie Connors. You don't see that too often. Not a typical dodge.
Really nice move from Ava Macri. And Massapequa has their 12th goal and a 7-goal lead once again. "12-5 is your score, 5:04 to play in the third. To take the draw as a Durian and Burns.
Massapequa has been so offensively consistent this season. In fact, all 5 of their wins, the team scored exactly 16 goals in each one. They're inching towards that territory again.
Here come the Chiefs. Connecting the dots up the field, but losing it. We'll see who comes away with it. Wantagh does. And now with some space to operate. The triple team trap. Wantagh really struggling to get it across midfield. And now they will. Wantagh looking for a response to that last goal by Macri. O'Callahan carries it now. O'Callahan, nice move, puts it off the post. Long pass, can Massapequa come up with it? They do. The Chiefs getting back to playing their pace, running around, but the ball bounces around. It's the one thing when you play at that speed, really tough to connect the passes playing that fast.
The ball will always move faster than the player, so nice job to pass the ball upfield, but even when you're just sprinting downfield after the clear attempt like that, no one really made a clean pass. There's 3 examples right there, but it does draw them a free position on the loose ball.
DSO already with 2 goals, has a free position here. We'll see how they approach it, and they'll pass out.
Full 70 on the possession clock right now. Makes sense.
Appleton keeps it up behind goal. Swung around for DSO again. Back where it started. Here's Macri. She has a hat trick to her name today. Makes a nice move. Sends one towards goal. Save will be made by Risland. Her 5th of the day.
And a good save there by Risland. Shot was taken from a nice distance, and she was able to see it, and she was able to make a great stop.
Good stretch pass up the field, and a good job defensively. Saves a goal, but sets up a free position for Wantagh. Taking it is Mia Dankenbrink. She scored the first goal of the game for Wantagh. 4th of the game overall. We'll see if she can add another one here. It'll be a good look.
And this has happened a few times to Wantagh this quarter, where they've had a little bit of momentum going, and they've just been forced to stop play with it, taking a free position, taking a foul. Regardless, that getting the ball that close to cage would have created an incredible opportunity.
There's a shot and a save made. Emily Fitzgerald has her 5th of the day. See if Massapequa can use that momentum from the save and capitalize on the other end. They'll slow things down now after the long run for LeJudas. Appleton. No up top for Macri. Approaching a minute to go in the third quarter. Massapequa slow playing it right now. Macri had that pass. Bounce off her stick. There's a save made. Massapequa, though, using a lot of possession time there. Likely one of the results that they were happy with. But another one for Avery Risland in her first start. She's got 6 saves.
She's been good. One of the better teams that Massapequa is going to, or that Wantagh is going to see all season is Massapequa. So really a birth by fire at the varsity level.
There's a near takeaway. And now an actual takeaway. 10 seconds to go. Does Massapequa have one more run in them? Advanced up to Diesso. Extra pass and the goal. A perfect run upfield. As they score it, it's Grace Hoffman with 2.4 seconds left.
Pretty much a buzzer beater, and that's what happens when you have your midfield playing up too high. Odd player opportunity, pass across to Hoffman, and Hoffman makes no mistakes from in that tight.
2.4, the face-off will be merely a formality. 13-5 now the score. And that's how it'll stay as the third quarter ends. Just another example of Massapequa doing a great job in transition up the field to create numbers and then capitalize after some great passing. The horn sounds on quarter number 3, as Massapequa extends their lead to 8, their goal total to 13. Courtesy of another handful of goals. Completing a hat trick in this game was Ava Macri with that beautiful move. And great shot. And on the other side, making life tough is Emily Fitzgerald. Nothing coming easy for Wantagh as this Massapequa team continues to show why they're a powerhouse in Nassau County. The conclusion is next right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Massapequa with a 13-5 lead as we approach the fourth quarter. Take a look at the college commits here. A great group: Appleton to Clemson, Burns to Binghamton, Ava Clark, Stony Brook. Also, Olivia LaJudas will be heading to Stony Brook. At UAlbany, Brooke Donnellan, Grace and Molly Hoffman will be heading to Johns Hopkins, and Elon Callie Human will be going to LIU. Liv Morgan will attend the U.S. Naval Academy, and Peyton Wild at Wingate. A really star-studded group here for the Chiefs.
5 of those teams that kids are going to are top 25 teams right now in the NCAA, and some other ones are always perennial powers. Binghamton and Albany are pretty decent mid-majors. Clemson's a brand new program within the last 5 years, and they've really busted out onto the scene. And then a couple of kids staying local with Stony Brook, which is the best college team on Long Island.
An 8-goal lead with 12 minutes on the clock. A fresh slate for these teams one final time on this Wednesday morning, approaching afternoon from Wantagh High School. Once again, back out there for the opening draw of the quarter. It'll be Sabrina Azadurian versus Natalie Burns, who has been an incredible force on the draws, not only today but all season. Tell you what, Binghamton's going to start winning some draws. Here comes Macri. She's got a hat trick already, the sophomore. Looking for more. Gets it off to Appleton. And now they swing it behind the net for Hoffman.
Kevin, I've been impressed with the way that Wantagh's been able to weather the storm. Obviously, the second quarter was an anomaly compared to the first and third quarter. You don't want to talk about moral victories for an 0-6 team, but certainly a team that has the positive vibes. There are positives to take away from a game like this.
Massapequa hunting for goal number 14 on this possession. And you're right, when you watch this game back and the team does it with the coaches, you're going to see stretches that are positive, and then it's about just putting that together consistently. There's a good run towards the net and a nice high shot. The finish for Natalie Burns. Now she has a hat trick. 3 for number 3.
And that's just a talent advantage right there for Massapequa. Wantagh did not do pretty much anything wrong. They forced the player through a dodge, and then they switched onto nearing the top of the 8-meter right there. Unfortunately, Burns was able to get a right-hand shot free and sink that one over the goalkeeper.
Now a 9-goal difference as Wantagh is trending towards 0-7 with Massapequa on their way to 6-1. Long pass trying to stretch the field. It'll end up with Appleton. Now Appleton on the run. Had some room, pulls it back out. For Massapequa right now, you can use as much time as you need. With the 9-goal lead, you're trying to leave this game healthy, trying to leave this game with a comfortable win.
9 goals is certainly safe at this stage of the game. One more, and Massapequa can get the running clock.
There was a good look right there, but it ends up just wide. LeJudas with a nice cut towards goal. Now, 10 minutes on the clock, and it's turned over. Just immediately, once Wantagh gets possession in their own end, double team, triple team comes for you, contact. Not a lot you can do.
The attackers and midfielders have been causing problems all across between the restraining lines for Wantagh.
There's a yellow. Second card of the game, this time for Massapequa. On the receiving end of it was Peyton Wilds.
Junior defender committed to Wingate.
So we'll take a timeout here. After that yellow card, 9:42 to play. Take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Wantagh Warriors. On the 10th at 11 a.m., they will face Oceanside right here on their home turf of Wantagh. On the 14th at 7:30 p.m. under the lights at Long Beach. And then the 17th at 5 p.m. First Garden City. And the 20th, again, 5 p.m. at North Shore. So as is the nature with Nassau County Lacrosse, life doesn't usually get any easier for these teams. But for Wantagh, hoping that their first win comes at some point in those next 4 games, because they do play well enough throughout periods of the game, and they do put in enough goals for them to win a couple games this year. They're just waiting to get that first. Take a look at the Chiefs' upcoming schedule. So they'll be 6-1 after today. Then they'll head to play at Kellenberg for a 5 o'clock game on the 13th. And then versus Port Washington, always a great showdown on the 17th. At Farmingdale, another tough one, local rivalry there on the road for that one. It's a 5 o'clock game on the 20th. And then they will host Cold Spring Harbor on the 22nd. Massapequa Farmingdale, always one of Long Island's biggest rivalries, regardless of the sport. Lacrosse, of course, brings an element of great talent and passion to it. We'll take a look at our upcoming schedule, which will see the varsity media team at St. Anthony's on Saturday at noon, where they host Staples, and then Farmingdale versus Southside Boys Lacrosse on the 14th at 6 p.m. You won't want to miss it. You can catch both broadcasts on youtube.com/varsity media, or just go to your YouTube app, type in varsity media, and you can find us that way. A lot of good spring sports coming up. That's the season where Long Island really ramps it up, and here at Varsity Media, our team does an excellent job covering these lacrosse matchups through the Nassau County playoffs all year long. Spend your lax season with us. 9-goal lead. Wantagh has possession after the card and the timeout. 9:42 to play. See what the Warriors have in store.
Obviously down 9, taking the timeout. The outcome of this player-up advantage won't likely change the game, but still an opportunity to work on an important facet of the game against a quality opponent.
There's a big check. So Wantagh will get their first card of the game as a Durian, the guilty party. Here's Massapequa.
All of a sudden, the ride for Wantagh a little bit difficult for Massapequa to handle.
Seeing some aggression that we haven't seen so far today from the Warriors, and they get a takeaway off of it. Probably was discussed during that timeout. And you mentioned it, but even if you're not changing the outcome of the game here, you might change the outcome of future games down the line just with what you can learn and what you can run right now in a game setting.
And this will be an interesting look, too. Obviously, Azadurian's been battling all year with a lower body injury. She's obviously been in the lineup today, but you never know if she might re-aggravate that. So now you're getting a look without her offensively. See what Wantagh can do without that.
There's a save made. Another one. Emily Fitzgerald has her 6th. And I mean, not only are you down 9, but you feel like the goalie's taken at least 4 or 5 goals away from you with some nice saves.
That was a nice cut there by Denkenbrink, and she's not able to find the back of the net right there, taken, and basically the goalkeeper saw that one in the entire way.
Here's a turnover. Numbers for Wantagh. They get it out in front. That shot's going to be an easy save. Good defense, but a late whistle. Wantagh will get a free position.
Forcing Wantagh to delay on the shot right there. So now they're actually going to be player down, but they do have this free position, which is still taking some clock with it, as Adurian will be following momentarily.
Shot on and another save made. Make it 7 for Emily Fitzgerald.
A couple of saves on that defensive stand as well.
As Adurian heads back into the game, we're all even once again. Massapequa moving it around, still with a 9-goal lead, sitting quite comfortable. Appleton She's got 1 goal today, 4 assists. Almost made it 5 there, but another nice save for Avery Risland.
Big one, too. Appleton with a couple of face dodges right there, some stutter steps, creating chaos, finding Macri open in front. And a nice save by Risland.
7 saves each in this game for both goaltenders.
Proving that she could be dependable later on this season.
And you never know how long she's going to be needed now in this stretch as Maddie Gonzalez is out. There's another free position for Wantagh. There's a step up, and it rings off the post. A tough break for Mary Kate O'Callahan, who gave it a great look. It looked like it maybe got a piece of Fitzgerald first and then ricocheted off the post after.
Wantagh's not had the best luck in this game. A couple of times they've run the iron, a couple of great saves, you mentioned it, where Fitzgerald has stolen a couple of goals. This one certainly could be closer than a 9-goal advantage right now.
Massapequa with possession. Appleton with it. Now running into Wantagh territory. Massapequa will start unloading the bench a bit here. 5 minutes to play. Appleton driving, getting towards net, puts one. Looked like off the cross. It'll go the other way for the Warriors. Under 5 minutes to go. Massapequa looking to add a 15th goal, take a 10-goal lead. They've done a great job bouncing back from their only loss of the season today, taking full control of this game right out of the gate. Momentarily, Wantagh had a lot of momentum and possession late in the first, but it did not last.
Certainly a more cautious fourth quarter here for Massapequa, up 9, not pushing the pace, not
Drive
taking all the
towards
shots
goal,
there.
And it ends up wide. When you have this comfortable 9-goal lead, which has now stood for about 10 minutes, you can use up that shot clock and really let the game play out. Here come the Warriors. Great run up field. And some contact stops that run. Good job by Haley McKeel, who has 1 goal today. She'll get the free position. Won't be the easiest angle for the righty, but she'll just pass it out.
Great speed to create that free position opportunity, forcing Massapequa to take a foul right there.
Entry pass to Azaduri. There was a lot of contact. Azadurian's really played through a lot of contact today. She's dealing with that pulled quad. Admirable effort from her with the hat trick today. She's done a lot of good work in transition. We get a stoppage with 2:14 to play. Massapequa has a lot of the backups into this game now. Olivia Morgan, one of the starters, though, still carrying it there. Ball rolls around. It's with Wantagh, under 2 minutes to play. Now knocked out again. Whistle says it'll stay with the Warriors. Pass up the sideline too high. Warriors keep possession. We'll see if they could make it look a little prettier here with a goal in what could be their final possession of what is now a Wednesday afternoon here on spring break at Wantagh High School.
The good thing about this is,
and there's a goal. So Wantagh does get one here. And they cut this one down to an 8-goal difference. It's the first of the game for Bridget Riley.
I was going to say, the good news is Wantagh can take their time with the game clock and possession clock so close together. They can take the look that they want. Apparently they found it.
They find it quick there, and again, this is all lending itself to the idea that they do have building blocks coming out of this game. There's stuff to look at with a lot of injured players. I'm sure that a few girls who don't get too many minutes got to experience what it's like playing against a great team today. Despite the 8-goal deficit and potential 8-goal defeat, Wantagh has some things to leave here with.
Completely academic at this point, this draw. If you're Wantagh, I'm sure you'd like to win it, though, get one more chance at the offense.
This ends up popped up. We're at the 60-second mark to go in this final quarter. Loose ball, and they're going to get some contact there. That stops the clock. And for Massapequa, after the loss, you were able to see them do a few different things today. You were able to see them battle some early adversity. As Wantagh was coming back, you were able to see them go on 2 or 3 major runs in this game of playing near perfect, just dominant lacrosse.
You're also able to see all of Massapequa's college commits, all their big guns, getting in there, getting their goals.
There's a rebound and a shot just over the cross. 25 seconds to go. The possession clock's turned off. Massapequa once again will move to 6-1. Wantagh will fall to 0-7. As Adurian takes it away. 5 seconds to go. Ball gets knocked loose. And the horn sounds on this game. Massapequa picks up the win. An 8-goal victory for the Chiefs over the Warriors here at Wantagh High School. We thank you for spending your day with us morning into the afternoon. The entire varsity media team was a pleasure to cover this game. All Massapequa all day long. Wantagh had a few moments of scoring, but the Chiefs made sure that they were not going to lose 2 in a row. They absolutely dominate the afternoon. Sabrina Azadurian with a nice game for the Warriors. But overall, all Massapequa. 2 players with hat tricks for the Chiefs. You had Grace Hoffman and Ava Macri. Hoffman the leader with 4 goals. Azadurian had the hat trick on the other side for Wantagh. As you see another Hoffman goal, the 4th there. And a nice one going up top for Massapequa. Natalie Burns, who was terrific on the draws today and actually also had herself a hat trick. Once again, our entire team here at Varsity Media thanks you. We look forward to the next time you join us for a broadcast. For our team, Ben Turchin and Becca Kazaks, our technical director. For our camera operators, Kevin Catalanato and Pablo Pachucho. And myself, Kevin Bunk, my partner Connor Keogh. We thank you, and we look forward to seeing you next time on the Varsity Media Sports Network.